Lucknow, the capital of Uttar Pradesh, India, boasts of a history rich in culture, politics, and architecture, spanning centuries and reflecting the transitions from ancient kingdoms to Mughal rule, from Nawabi grandeur to British colonialism, and eventually to modern India. The city has been a crucial center of Mughal culture, Nawabi rule, resistance against British colonialism, and post-independence development. Hi, this is me Veera welcoming you to yet another episode of Inqua India 2027. Since Lucknow is the host city for Inqua 2027 Congress, it is imperative that we delve a little bit into the city's rich history. So today, it's going to be a trip down the historic lane to get familiar with this warm and amazing city. It is said that the name Lucknow is derived from Lakshmanpuri, rooting from Lord Ram's brother Lakshman. It is believed that Lakshman established a settlement in the region during the Treta Yuga. The city's geographical location along the banks of the Gomti River has always made it a natural center for settlement and trade. However, historical records regarding its earliest periods are very few. During the medieval period, from the 12th century onwards, Lucknow slowly started coming under the influence of the Delhi Sultanate and later the Mughal Empire. Under the Mughal Emperor Akbar, in mid-16th century, the city was incorporated into the empire's administration. Lucknow's growth accelerated under Mughal rule in the 17th century. Emperor Aurangzeb laid the groundwork for the city's urban expansion by enhancing its strategic importance. The most significant phase in Lucknow's history came in the 18th century when it became the seat of the Nawabs of Awadh. The region of Awadh, initially a province of the Mughal Empire, came under the independent control of Shuja-ud-Dawla in 1732. His successor, Asaf-ud-Dawla, moved the capital of Awadh from Faizabad to Lucknow in 1775, marking the beginning of the city's transformation into a thriving cultural and political center. The Nawabs of Awadh were known for their opulence, and they endeavored to make Lucknow one of the most refined cities in India. Under Nawab Asaf-ud-Dawla, Lucknow flourished both in terms of architecture and culture. The Nawabs were great patrons of literature, art, music, and architecture. They encouraged the development of unique traditions such as Avdi cuisine, chicken embroidery, and Kathak dance. The Nawabs also promoted the Persian language, making Lucknow a center of Persian poetry and literature. Architecturally, the Nawabs commissioned the construction of grand structures including the Bada Imambada, Chota Imambada, Rumi Darwaza, and the tomb of Saadat Ali Khan. These structures, with their Persian and Mughal influences, remain some of the most iconic landmarks of the city. However, Lucknow owes its classy and culturally rich identity to Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. His rule is often regarded as a period of cultural renaissance in Lucknow. Despite the increasing pressure from the British, he invested heavily in promoting art and culture, and Lucknow flourished as a center of artistic expression. This period saw the blossoming of several forms of art, some of which have become synonymous with the city today. Since Wajid Ali Shah himself was a skilled composer, singer, and dancer, he patronized classical music and dance, and his court attracted many famous musicians and dancers. He is credited with the creation of a specific genre of classical music known as Thumri, which became associated with Lucknow's musical legacy. His encouragement of dance, particularly Kathak, helped establish Lucknow as a key center for this classical dance form. Wajid Ali Shah was also a poet and wrote under the pen name Akhtar. His patronage led to the flourishing of Persian and Urdu poetry, and many notable poets, including Mirza Ghalib, frequented his court. His love for literature and the arts was evident in the intellectual atmosphere of his reign, and Lucknow became a hub of cultural exchange during this period. Chikan embroidery, an intricate style of hand embroidery which is still one of the city's most famous cultural exports, flourished as part of the Nawab's patronage of artisans. Lucknow chikankari became synonymous with the city's aristocratic culture. During Wajid Ali Shah's reign, the Chota Imambara, also known as the Imambara of Hussainabad, was completed. This architectural gem, with its stunning central hall, intricate decoration, and beautiful gardens, reflects the Nawab's taste for grandeur and religious devotion. While Wajid Ali Shah's reign was marked by cultural achievements, it was also a time of increasing British interference in the governance of Awadh. The British East India Company had long coveted the prosperous province of Awadh due to its rich resources and strategic location. In the mid-19th century, tensions between the Nawab and the British intensified. It was during this time Lucknow's glory took a severe blow, as the British East India Company began to exert increasing control over Indian territories, including Awadh. By 1856, the British annexed Awadh, citing misrule by the Nawab and the region's strategic importance. The annexation was met with resentment from the local population and tensions began to rise. Lucknow became a pivotal location during the Indian Rebellion of 1857, which is also known as the First War of Indian Independence. The rebellion, which was sparked by discontent with British colonial rule, saw the uprising of Indian soldiers as well as local leaders against the British. The siege of Lucknow was one of the most significant and prolonged military engagements of the rebellion. The city was besieged for several months by the rebels, and fierce fighting took place in the Residency, a British stronghold. Despite their efforts, the British ultimately regained control of Lucknow. The siege of Lucknow has since become an iconic moment in the struggle for Indian independence. The Residency, heavily damaged during the siege, remains a symbol of resistance and is now a historical monument. After the rebellion of 1857, the British took direct control of Lucknow, dethroning Wajid Ali Shah. However, Lucknow regained its significance as a cultural hub. The city continued to be known for its artistic traditions, including classical music, dance, and poetry. The British period also saw the development of Western-style institutions, roads, and railways in the city. After India gained independence in 1947, Lucknow became the capital of Uttar Pradesh, the largest state in India. The post-independence period saw rapid growth and modernization of Lucknow. At the same time, the city remained deeply rooted in its cultural heritage with its cuisine, language, and traditional art forms. Lucknow's cultural identity till today remains intertwined with its historical past. It is known for its nazakat and nafasat and refined diction all over the world. Kathak dance, thumri, ghazal, chikan embroidery, zardozi, these carry the city's legacy forward. Lucknow's cuisine is another hallmark of the city's cultural heritage, with dishes such as kebabs, biryani, and rumali roti being internationally renowned. Lucknow is a city that reflects the diverse layers of India's history, from its ancient roots to its Mughal and Nawabi golden age. its colonial experience under British rule, and its post-independence resurgence. The city's rich cultural heritage, architectural marvels, and historical significance continue to shape its identity, making it one of the most fascinating cities in India today. So this was Veera sharing a little bit about Lucknow's glorious history on this podcast. Till we meet again, do keep in shape and be happy.